Another all night long. The usual pushing, shoving, and then a roundhouse left-handed hook by Pierce, and that was his downfall, Cotton.
Certainly was, and it cost him ejection in that game, and they just barely beat Indiana. And tonight now he has to miss this ball game. He is the key guy. One thing Ricky Pierce knows how to do is to come off the bench and deliver night after night after night. George Karl will miss him tonight.
But they have Sean Kemp back. Now, in case you've forgotten, he missed the last 3 ball games. What happened to him? Well, it was when Orlando and Shaquille O'Neal was here. And Sean Kemp was headed out on a fast break. Shaquille O'Neal trailed him, tried to block the shot, then a little push, and bang, to the floor. Kemp, he's missed the last 3 games, although Seattle won all 3 games.
When you're hit by Shaquille O'Neal, you're going to hurt. Sean Kemp was hurt. What really happened, it wasn't the cut above the eye that affected him. It was the knee. He bruised his knee on a camera as he went into the sideline. He has missed those 3, but he doesn't want to miss this one because Charles Barkley's in town.
He'll be back tonight. The aggressive defense of Seattle will be a problem for the Suns, and we're going to have a lot of things to talk about tonight, Cotton. It should be quite a ball game, and we hope you'll stay with us. Well, Tom, that kind of sets the stage. What else can you say? It's the Suns in Seattle. I think that's all we have to say. Back to you.
Thanks, Al. Thanks, Cotton. Looking forward to it. Coming up, we'll kick it into reverse as Joe Prosky delivers another classic Suns tale. But first, a holiday visit to the Joe Klein household.
We miss the cold a little bit this time of year, but I guarantee you this is the only time of year we miss it. Once Christmas. Segment.
Welcome back. Well, now he's head coach, and now Paul Westfall is in control of the team bus. And you better believe if one of his players is late, well, paybacks are sometimes pretty sweet. Paul is now trying to steer his team back in the right direction. He chatted with Al McCoy.
Well, Paul, it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago that we saw the Seattle Supersonics, although it was Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, and that was the victory that sent the Suns on to take on the Chicago Bulls for the NBA championship. But this is a good Seattle ball club.
Well, they sure are, Al. We found out how good they were last year, and they're even better now, obviously, that since they've added Kendall Gill and Detlef Schrempf, and they've had an extra year together. They're right near the top of the league, right where they belong.
You know, it is amazing when you look at what they've done in a year and a half, adding Sam Perkins in February last year, and then the 2 players that you mentioned certainly have improved this ball club. And I think the results, they're off to a tremendous start.
Well, and it's no fluke. They're going to be good. Even though they have a guy like Ricky Pierce out, they have enough depth to be able to overcome that. And it's really an upset whenever they lose pretty much these days.
They lead the league in steals. They did last year during the season. What do you talk to your ball club when you face a team like this? Obviously, this is an aggressive defensive team.
Well, whenever a team gambles that much, there are things you can take advantage of if you have enough versatile players. Hopefully, we'll be tough with the ball and make them pay for that kind of defense, but you do have to be careful.
Paul, you are going to make a change in your starting lineup tonight, right?
Right. We'll start Oliver Miller, and basically, I think it's just time. He's really, in fact, been our starter, even though he doesn't start the game. And we'll just throw him out there from the beginning of the game, primarily making a switch tonight because of their pressure defense. I think we need that extra ball handler out there.
Obviously, a question everybody's asking is, how is Charles Barkley's ankle?
I don't know. It's hard to get a straight answer out of him. He says he's fine and he's ready to play, but he said that last game, and he shouldn't have played last game.
Well, the Denver game is behind you. The 2 facing you right now, of course, Seattle tonight and Houston in the Christmas Day game back at America West Arena. A lot of different matchups face you when you take on the Seattle team, right?
Well, yeah, they have just such a versatile team, and they don't worry about matchups that much. They just switch a lot of things on defense, and they have a lot of guys that can play inside and outside, and we just have to pretty much play that kind of game in order to be effective against them.
How are you going to go against their forwards, Sam Perkins, Detlef Schrempf, defensively?
Well, we'll have AC Green guard Detlef, and Sam will either be guarded by our center or our power forward, depending on who the other player is on their team in the foul situation. But with the 3 main guys they play, Sean Kemp, Shrimp, and Perkins. Barkley will take Kemp, and Miller will take Perkins.
Obviously, it's early in the season. Obviously, one game doesn't mean a series, but this is what I know the fans are waiting for tonight in Seattle and in Phoenix.
Well, this is a game of high interest, and we hope that we're up to the task right now. You know, we've got players out, we've got players hurt, but it would be a great win if we can get it.
Good luck, Paul. Okay, that's a quick look here from Seattle. Now let's go back to our studios in Phoenix, and once again, here's Tom.
All right, thanks, Al. It's halftime of Suns tonight. We're back with our face-to-face feature, and as we break, Amy Johnson gives us the inside scoop on her husband Frank's role in their holiday setup.
Frank usually has to bring the tree in, set the tree up, and then that's kind of his job is over. But this year he got this great delivery service that brought the tree, brought the stand, set it up, and left. So his work was very easy this year.
Go face-to-face with the Suns. Brought to you by Samaritan Health Plans. Managed care for the 90s.
Hi, my name's Eddie. I got a question for Cotton. Cotton, would you ever consider getting back into coaching?
Eddie, I always think about getting back in coaching. But each time somebody calls me about it, it's someplace where it snows. And I sold all of my coats, and I sold the snowblower when I took the Phoenix job. I don't want to start over again. And if I coach any team, it'll probably be the Phoenix Suns. But I'll have to wait until Westfall's 80, because he's too good.
Hi, my name is Jeff Paulson from Traverse City. I'd like to ask Dan if he misses having a white Christmas.
Jeff, do I miss White Christmases? Yes, I really do. I miss, that's the biggest thing I miss about Michigan is not having snow on the ground at Christmas. Last year I was able to go up to Flagstaff and spend Christmas up there in the snow, which was a lot of fun, but this year we'll be playing on Christmas Day, so it'll be a green Christmas this year. But the one thing I wish I could do would be able to get back to Michigan and play in the snow and have a couple snowball fights and stuff like that. It's the one thing I miss a lot.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Hamill, and I want to ask Charles Barkley what he's done with his Olympic gold medal. I kept mine in a piano bench for many years, and finally my husband took it out and hung it up on a wall. So what did you do with yours?
Dorothy, my gold medal, I gave it to my daughter, who's the most important thing in my life, my daughter is. And to be honest with you, I have no idea what she's did with it lately. I know she wore it around on deck for like 2 weeks, and I told her, your neck is gonna come out of the socket if you don't get rid of it. So I don't know where it is right now, but I know my daughter has it. It's probably in the bottom of her little chest somewhere is my gold medal.
Go face-to-face with the Suns. Brought to you by Samaritan Health Plans. Managed care for the 90s. Today,
Alex Cars.
Christmas is a family time when all the family gets together, and I grew up in a family where my mother had 3 sisters, and a lot of kids were involved, and they saw to it that the kids had a great Christmas all the time.
And welcome back. Some say Dan Majerle is bigger than life. Well, America West Airlines has just about proven that to be true. It started out as just a huge, lifeless wire frame, but now it's become a caricature of Dan Majerle. It's the airline's entry for the Fiesta Bowl parade. This Dan Majerle float will cruise down Central Avenue on New Year's Eve, along with the America West volunteers. Kendra Comerford of Studio Concepts helped build the float, which is 40 feet long, 16 feet high.
But as soon as we got him in the barn, every UPS man, everybody who comes in goes, "Oh, is that Dan Majerle?" So I guess you can tell who it is.
Time now to toss it back out to Seattle, where Cotton had a chance to sit down with one of the architects of this high-powered Sonics club. He's head coach George Karl.
Congratulations, George. Great start.
Cotton, you know how it is, though. We're elated about where we're at right now, but it is December, and we're happy, but we know we got a lot of tough games ahead of us and a lot of tough months.
You know, even a positive thinker like yourself could not believe this fantastic start. 20-2, going for 13 in a row here tonight. I know you got a good ball club. You added a couple of key players to it. You were only a few minutes and a few points away from being in the finals last year.
Well, we think we're one of the 4 or 5 teams that, you know, everybody has to get better in this league. If you stand still, very seldom do you have success unless you have Michael Jordan on your team and you have a championship team. You know, we fell a little bit short. We know Phoenix is a great basketball team. We know Houston's a very competitive basketball team. And the 2 trades that we made we felt didn't hurt anything. We felt we traded some players away that didn't want to be here, wanted more minutes. And then we added a player with Kendall Gill giving up a draft pick. And then the Shrimp McKee trade was based upon we wanted to get a little bit better offensively.
Well, what you really did, you're being very modest. Bob Whitsitt, George Karl traded 1 starter to get 3. Sam Perkins, Detlef Shrimp, Kendall Gill. That's a heck of a move.
That should get some votes for management decade of the year, and Bob Whitsitt has done everything I've asked him to do, and I basically have said on record that, you know, in 3 years from now, if we don't win a championship, we should be answering some questions, and I put some pressure on us, but Cotton, you know how it is in this league. We want to be where we're at right now. It's going to be pressurized when it comes to the playoffs, but we're a good basketball team. We got to get better. We got to have some fun, and also got to get some luck.
Tell our fans here tonight, Kendall Gill, Detlef Shrimp, why do they make you better?
I think it jumps right in my head real quick, Cotton, is we passed the ball a lot better than we did last year. We're very much more of an unselfish basketball team, and we make a lot of sacrifice at the offensive end of the court that we didn't do last season. I still think we're a very good defensive team, which was our forte last season, and we probably play more together as a team and with more confidence.
And you also have a great bench now that you can add those guys to the starting lineup. Coming off your bench, fantastic.
Our bench has been our key, I think, not only this year, but last year also. You know, we traded Eddie Johnson and Dana Barrett. They were very much a part of it. Now moving Ricky back to the bench where he likes to be. We won't have him tonight, but Ricky kind of knows how to play that role. Go in there, Ricky, and get some numbers. And he's been doing it special.
Will you have to do anything special as far as the team is concerned? A lot of stars. How many balls you got to play the game?
Well, I think right now we're in a position where we're asking them to sacrifice their egos a little bit. I think Bob Whitsitt does a great job with saying we're going to reward winning. We're not going to reward numbers. But I think all players and all coaches have egos, and there's ups and downs to those egos. And I don't deny that we've had some problems. We're going to have some problems in the future. But I think every team in the NBA has the same problems, Cotton.
Well, good luck to you. Congratulations again on a great start. And back to you, Tom.
Great, thanks, Cotton. Cedric Ceballos would like to get busy on the basketball court. But while he's on the men, the Suns forward is keeping busy off the court, especially over the holidays. Last weekend, Ced put on a Christmas street party. They closed a block of downtown so he could host 250 kids from Child Protective Services. Here's Bruce Sankey of DES and Ced.
These are children who have been abused and neglected. Most of them are from group homes. They don't even come from traditional foster homes where they have a family or a pseudo-family. And these are children who really desperately need this kind of thing.
Well, all of them are coming to me, giving me hugs and saying thank you. I had 2 kids cry on me, which really touched me, and they say that nobody ever gave us that much attention. And now, you know, that's the thing that's going to affect me tonight when I go home and think about what I did.
Phoenix Suns forward Cedric Ceballos as the ghost of Christmas present.
Ced's deep resounding vocal cords were then rented out as he played the part of the ghost of Christmas present in A Christmas Carol, a KTAR radio production at Herberger Theater.
Mr. Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge.
You're unsure to need advice, Ebenezer. After all, you are not a rich man. You are a man of intelligence. A man who knows what's on his mind.
No!
Goodbye, Ebenezer. Wait for the stroke of 3.
With the great year we've just had, we couldn't resist blowing our own horn. Just a little.
See your Arizona Dodge dealer. First Chiropractic, for relief of painful whiplash injuries.
I was stopped for a light when I got hit from behind. My neck just whipped back and forth.
I thought she only had whiplash from hit from behind. Boy, was I wrong. I got hit in the side and my neck just twisted from side to side.
First Chiropractic helped relieve my pain almost immediately.
I don't know what I would have done without my First Chiropractic doctor.
First Chiropractic, the injury doctors. Call us first, 24 hours a day.
Tom Leander's wardrobe, provided by Barrett's Men's Store at Biltmore Fashion Park.
Well, it's a great time of the year, probably my favorite time of the year, because you have all of your family together. We always do each holiday season, and I think people's attitudes are just different. You know, people are a little more caring, more concerned about each individual, and it's a happy time of the year, and it's a very important time of the year to focus in on what's really important in life.
Jerry Colangelo, by the way, is the focus of our post-game show tonight. In a very candid interview, the Suns president and CEO takes on a number of topics, including baseball, Barkley, and Richard Dumas. Again, that's Jerry Colangelo in the Post. Finally, the Suns have been teaming up with the Children's Cancer Center over at Phoenix Children's Hospital to create the Phoenix Suns' own Christmas card. The process began over a month ago as entries from the Rainbow Kids were submitted and a winner was chosen. This year's card features an assortment of Christmas lights.
They kind of asked me about it, and I said I'll do it. They asked me something about lights, because I always do lights every year practically, and so they asked me to do it, so I did it.
Some corporations use our cards, which the Suns have used for the past few years, and we generate funds to support all the programs that we have for the kids at the Children's Cancer Center at Phoenix Children's Hospital.
Again, that was 14-year-old Brian Clark, who is the artist of the Suns' own Christmas card. That's a wrap on Suns tonight. Hope all your presents are wrapped and ready to go. Hopefully tonight the Suns can present us with the win in Seattle. See you in the Post after the Suns and Sonics.
You've been watching Suns Tonight, a look at events in the NBA and a preview of tonight's matchup. Suns Tonight has been brought to you by Samaritan Health Plans, managed care for the 90s. Stay tuned now for exciting NBA action on KUTP-TV 45.
The new took it to the limit in the Western Conference Finals, the Suns winning out in 7. Now the Sonics have added to their arsenal as they attempt to dethrone the Western Conference champs. The West has been waiting for this shootout in Seattle. You're dialed into the Suns and Sonics next.
Phoenix Suns basketball is brought to you by America West Airlines. We haven't forgotten the meaning of respect. By Bud Light for great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. By your Arizona Jeep and Eagle dealers. By the Arizona Lottery. Want to win? Gotta play. By your Valley Area Lexus dealer. By Coca-Cola Classic. Always courtside, always Coca-Cola. By Bank of America. Banking on America, Bank of America. By Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. By Jack in the Box restaurants, there's always something new. By Big O Tires. By Montgomery Ward, where things are changing. And by Smith's Food and Drug Centers. Now, here's Al McCoy and Cotton Fitzsimmons.
A typical Suns-Seattle game. Seattle led most of the ball game. The Suns win it 87-86.
Well, the Suns were ahead at the proper time when the game is over. The Suns only led 4 times in the game. The key time was the last one. Majerle hits the 3 to put them ahead. And you just got to say, the Suns defense in that fourth quarter was outstanding. Oliver Miller just stood out all over the place. He was blocking shots and everything. And it was Majerle who made the shots. He is our player of the game.
The Bud player of the game with 27 points, 10 rebounds, 7 3-pointers, and the last one, the one that spelled the difference. Ainge missed, and then Barkley with the biggest rebound of the night. Got the ball, threw it out to Thunder Dan, and there it went. Swish!
You loved it. Everybody in Phoenix loves it. Nobody in Seattle loved it. A great win for the Suns. I think their most important win of the year.
No question about it.
Because they got kicked in Denver. They really did. So it was vital to them tonight that they come here and play a good ball game. They struggled in the first half, but they never gave up. I want to give another guy credit in that second quarter. They could have got blown out. Frank Johnson came in, did a great job in the ball game without Barkley's rebounding. Just think about the last shot Ainge took.
Yeah.
Perkins gets the rebound, the game's over. No, Barkley says no, he put forth a great effort. Marley hit the shot. It is tremendous win for the Suns.
And with 7 seconds left, they had an opportunity. McMillan's shot didn't go. Well, Scott Gard directs our simulcast. Christmas Day, Houston. For Cotton Fitzsimmons, I'm Al McCoy as the Suns win here in Seattle. The final score, the Phoenix Suns 87, Seattle 86.
The Suns, plus our plays of the day, have a Charles Barkley field today.
Tonight by that final of 87-86. So this is a testament to the resilience of the Suns. They were down early by double digits. They fought back, beat a very good Seattle team that had not lost on their home floor this year, Bill. Suns come back, a big contest on.
Phoenix Suns basketball has been playing smart by the Arizona Lottery. Want to win? Gotta play. By your Arizona Chrysler Plymouth dealers. By Bank of America, Banking on America, Bank of America. By Lexus, maker of the 1994 ES, improved, revised, refined, in a word, new. By Champion Sportswear, it takes a little more to make a champion. By Circle K, we're on the way. By Montgomery Ward, where things are changing. By your Arizona Dodge dealers, we know how to help. By Checker Auto Parts. By the Michelob family of beers. And by Chevrolet, who invite you to see all the new Chevy cars for 1994. Phoenix Suns basketball is a presentation of the Phoenix Suns and KUTP-TV 45. Suns in the Post is brought to you by KUTP-TV 45.
Welcome back to the studio, everyone. I'm Tom Leander. We've got a lot coming your way on Phoenix Suns in the Post. What a game. The Suns over the Sonics, 87-86, the final tonight. We apologize for some of the technical problems that we've had with our satellite, but you did get to see the most important plays, that's for sure. Coming up in the Post, the Nuggets upend the Houston Rockets, who were going after an NBA record, trying to tie the 1969-70 New York Knicks for the best start in NBA history. Also, the Mavs avoid the lowly record of 21 straight losses, plus a very candid interview with Jerry Colangelo coming up from the studio here at KUTP. But first, let's send you back to Seattle and rejoin Al McCoy and the man of the moment, Dan Marley.
Well, that's right. Dan Marley is our guest. Dan, we hear a great deal about the defense of the Seattle Ball Club, and they are an excellent defensive team. But in the second half, the Suns became the defensive team when you got the job done.
Well, that's right. Seattle is a great defensive team, and they're very physical, and they just reach in and try to get the ball whenever possible. And in the halftime, we talked about being more physical and playing like them, and just, the refs weren't really calling a whole lot. In the second half, we were down there scrapping and getting the rebounds, and really did a good job on the boards.
When you got back in the ball game, the three-pointer, definitely a weapon. You had 7 of them tonight, and in most instances, the Suns were coming down, moving the ball around offensively, and you were getting a good look from three-point range.
I really was. We were moving the ball terrifically, and I was able to spot up and get some threes off of penetration. And Charles made a big rebound at the end of the game, and had enough court presence to see me outside, and we went for the win, and I just shot it, and it went in, and we started to celebrate.
Well, it was unbelievable. Ainge tried the three, didn't get it, and then, as you mentioned, Barkley went up over Perkins, was able to reach in, get the rebound. You had the good look. It was your 7th three. The Suns went up. There were 7 seconds, though, still remaining in the ball game, and you needed one more stop, one more defensive stop.
We really did. We wanted to switch everything and make sure they didn't get an easy basket or an easy look at the basket, and we did a good job of making them shoot an outside jumper. 7 seconds is not a lot of time. We wanted to make sure we rebounded the ball and not let them get a second shot, and we did it, and it's just a great victory for the Suns after a disappointing loss in Denver.
Well, McMillan had the three-point try. He's an outstanding three-point shooter himself, but this one didn't go.
Yeah, he really is a great shooter, but we forced him out a little bit more than he wants to be, and that made it a little bit easier for our guys, and it was a good win for us.
Well, now it's home against Houston on Christmas Day, and I think everybody knows that this Denver ball club went down to Houston tonight and defeated the Rockets.
Oh, that was in Houston?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a great win for Denver. They're playing real well. As everybody knows, they did a job on us, so it's good to see that both Houston and Seattle can
can lose tonight, and we better get out of here before these fans kill us, man.
Hey, Dan, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, congratulations, great ball game.
All right, we'll see everybody on Christmas Day.
Okay, Dan. Dan Majerle, our guest, will be back with some final comments right after these messages.
All right.
This is the sports car no one could match. Not Acura, not Mazda, not even Porsche could answer our challenge to match Firebird's standard driver and passenger airbags, standard anti-lock brakes, and 275 horsepower engine for even twice the price of this new Firebird formula. Soon other sports cars will try to close the distance, and that's okay. But that will be then. This new Firebird is now.
Compare. And will he make it? You know it. He looks like a kid at Christmas. This guy acting like he needed the money. But Charles Barkley having fun at the shoot around today and went home about $600.
And a reminder that guests here on our post-game show receive a very nice gift from Roy Edwards Warehouse. Their new location in Phoenix is at 3230 East Washington. Always Arizona's guaranteed lowest prices on top quality brands like RCA, TVs, video gear, stereos, major appliances. Shop Warehouse Direct and Save. Roy Edwards Warehouse. Well, a huge, huge win. The Suns win it 87-86, and I think the amazing statistic, and we talked about defense with Dan Majerle, the Suns held Seattle to 27 points in the second half. 27 points in the second half was all Seattle was able to muster, and the Suns come back and win it on Dan Majerle's super shot. Statistics, well, they're an important part of the game, although neither club would have any record-breaking stats. They both shot 38% from the field. The Suns won the rebounding battle 51-43, but it was the three-pointers. They had 11 of them as a team, and Seattle, an excellent three-point shooting ball club, had only one. As far as individual scoring in the ball game tonight, again, Dan Majerle, who had those 7 three-pointers, was the leading scorer for the Suns on the night. He wound up with 27 big points, and of course the biggest was the one with 7 seconds remaining that won it. Barkley had 18 points and 18 rebounds, and that's a great night for Barkley because the biggest rebound of them all was the one he got and fed it out to Dan Majerle to hit the 3 that won the game. Kevin Johnson scored a dozen, and then the leading scorer for Seattle in the losing cause was Detlef Schrempf with 16. So the Suns leave Seattle, head home for the Christmas Day encounter with the Houston Rockets. It's a 12:30 tip-off. Our radio coverage will start at high noon, and the airplane ride back to Phoenix will be a lot brighter for the Suns after this amazing victory here tonight. On Monday, it's Boston. On Thursday, it's Philadelphia, and that's what's coming up. And then Tuesday night, January 4th at America West Arena, the same Seattle Supersonic Ball Club comes to town. So that's it. The Suns win it. There are no teams undefeated at home as both Houston and Seattle lose tonight. Stay with us. We have a lot more post-game coverage coming up, and you'll want to be in on it. The Suns defeat Seattle 87-86. More post-game coverage is coming up on this, the Phoenix Suns Basketball Network.
Great, thanks, Al. We're going to start you off with those Houston Rockets, who are at home tonight against the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Rockets were trying to tie the 69-70 Knicks for best start ever in NBA history at 23-1. Off the tip, it's Robert Horry taking it in, and the athletic move and one on the foul. Vernon Maxwell lighting it up early for Houston. Watch this, fading away from the corner. Nothing but net. Then Vernon comes right back at Dan Issel and the Nuggets, who hasted the Suns just 2 nights ago. Watch Vernon. Hangs in the lane and hits. Looks like a rocket route. But no, the Nuggets would be up for the task. Rodney Rogers, the rookie, inside, scores, and George Bush on hand, and he said, not going to do it. The Rockets can't get the victory. 106-93 Denver with the victory. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf with 24 points. Hakeem Olajuwon had 35 for the Rockets, but in a losing cause as the Nuggets, after dismantling the Suns, come back and shock the Houston Rockets. College hoops now, the finals of the Maui Classic featured the Arizona Wildcats and the Kentucky Wildcats. Arizona ranked number 13, Kentucky number 5. Off the alley-oop, Damon Stoudemire feeding Reggie Geary, and this game would go down to the wire. Joe Blair going inside. Stuff coming out at the other end. Jared Prickett with the finish. Then Arizona would turn it over underneath. Off the missed shot, the Cats would grab the rebound, but Tony Delk will come up with the loose ball, will score, fouled, and the bucket Kentucky also gets a tip-in at the buzzer to hold off the Arizona Wildcats tonight by a final of 93-92. Damon Stoudemire finishing with 28 for the Cats. Travis Ford, 25 for the Kentucky Wildcats. We'll be back with more Phoenix Suns in the post. We will recap tonight's exciting game from Seattle as the Suns go on to win it 87-86. We'll be back. Well, it is time to recap tonight's game from Seattle, the Suns and the Sonics, and a lot of people were concerned about Phoenix going into this game after their performance, or lack of, in Denver against the Nuggets. Let's go ahead and roll out the highlights starting in the first quarter and take a look who got the start. Oliver Miller for the first time with the Suns, getting the nod by head coach Paul Westfall. Suns on the run. Barkley giving it up to Thunder Dan for the slam. Charles was pumped up for this one. He's been playing a little tired lately, but here finds enough energy to stroke the three, and the Suns had an early 7-6 lead. Then Charles working on Sam Perkins. The fake, draws the foul, and hits the bucket. Charles was ready to play tonight. Then off the Sonic miss. Marley looping it up for Charles. Throws it down with a big finish. Charles was doing it on defense as well. Kendall Gill, not in this neighborhood. Barkley throwing it away. Sonics spread it out, though. The Suns forget to cover Detlef Schrempf, the newest Sonic. Great acquisition by Seattle. He gets the foul and the hoop inside as the Sonics go on a 10-0 run. Sean Kemp back after missing 3 games with a knee injury. So Charles, you take that out of here. Then it's Detlef Schrempf. Charles pulled back on defense. Detlef no doubt traveled. Charles wanted the call, instead got teed up. Watch the Sonics athletes. This is what makes Seattle so tough. Kendall Gill leading the break. They crash the glass. And there's Sean Kemp with the foul. Dan Marley trying to get the Suns back in it at the end of the first quarter. Nails the three. Seattle up 29-21 after the first quarter. Sonics with a quick hand. Watch. KJ gets stripped. At the other end, Sean Kemp says, you know I can jam, but he's also got a 15-footer from the right side. 41-28. Sonics had Paul Westfall concerned. Frankie and Nate McMillan would go at it all evening long. This just a minor tussle leading to things to come. Charles taking it out, jamming, hanging to avoid injury as Kendall Gill was right below him. That should not be a technical foul. He did get teed. George Karl, the motivator, watching as his team again crashing the boards. This time Nate McMillan with the tip. 50-38 Seattle. Oliver Miller using all of the iron as it rolls around, and good. Again, though, the Sonics with the big follow. Watch Detlef Schrempf throwing it down. The Sonics were up 12 at the break. At halftime, it was 59-47 Seattle. Third quarter now. Sonics gas up their break. Gill with the rebound. Then he'll take it the distance. Over Charles off the glass and good. They were up by 8. The Suns staying in range. Charles in traffic, hand in his face, still drills it over Perkins. Charles and Kemp going face to face. And guess who would get the tee? Well, Sean, you should never do it right in front of the referee. That's what Charles tells him, because Kemp was the one who received the tee. Suns getting fired up on the comeback trail. They were down by 8 most of the game. Then it's Oliver taking the feed from Charles, drilling the J. George Karl knows that the heat is on for the Suns. A dandy three-pointer here for Marley. The Suns nailing 11 on the evening. Then it's Frankie and Nate once again. Frank can't get the jumper. He'll get tangled up with McMillan. And watch as the two begin a mellow melee. McMillan with the finger, and then the teams start to battle back and forth. Dan holding back Oliver Miller. Frankie having words with McMillan. Offsetting technical fouls for both teams was the net result. Marley again for 3. And the Suns would take a 73-70 lead after 3 quarters of play, and you knew that the fourth quarter would be a barn burner, and it sure was, as Seattle again would hold the lead for most of the game and most of the quarter until the Suns' Dan Marley would come alive again. Detlef Schrempf, told you what a great acquisition. Seattle has made some great trades, and this was one of the best. Schrempf with a running hook in the lane over Oliver Miller. Then Danny Ainge coming up for the Suns, who held Seattle to just 28 points in the second half. Ainge with the steal, leading the break. Give it up to Dan. Marley with the finish. Suns were down 78-77 at this point. Then it's Marley. KJ driving, looking for somebody to feed to. Barkley picking it up. He's double teamed. Somebody's got to be open. Oliver back to Barkley. He doesn't want to shoot it. There's Marley all alone for the three. 27 points, 10 rebounds. Game was tied 84-84. The Suns were down 2 points to Seattle. KJ into the corner to Ames. The shot wouldn't fall. Charles Barkley had no chance to get that rebound. Right? Wrong. From behind Perkins, he grabs it to Marley, and you've seen it. He hits the big three, and the Suns take an 87-86 lead. Seattle, though, had one more chance to try and get the victory. As Marley taking a beating after the big three, but the shot for the Sonics wouldn't go at the end. Nate McMillan misses the three, and here's your final. The Suns winning it 87-86 again, bouncing back after that loss in Denver, and big time for celebration for the Suns, who next go on to face the Houston Rockets Christmas Day at the America West Arena. Once again, 87-86. Barkley had 18. Detlef Schrempf leading Seattle with 16. We've got a lot more coming your way, Suns in the Post. We've talked about it. Jerry Colangelo, in a very candid interview, talks about baseball, Barkley, and Richard Dumas. Stick around. Transportation for some of our post-game guests provided by Coachman Limousines. Coachman Limousines can provide first-class service and world-class style in their new 28-foot black custom 10-passenger limousine. Call 265-4667 for the best limousine service in town. He has been the center of attention lately. We're talking about Suns president and CEO Jerry Colangelo.
More than anything, I wish the people... I do believe this. I believe the best is yet to come for this Phoenix Suns team this year. Ceballos will be getting himself in shape and will start to contribute. We need him. Obviously, Richard Dumas is another situation that when you take that kind of a talent off a team, it pays, you know, it hurts. It hurts in a big way. And it's disruptive when a player is in and out. If we could get him back at some point where he could really make a contribution over a sustained period of time and he has his personal life in order, that would make a difference. We can't really count on Richard at this point, but it's possible the league may advise us within 30 days that he is okay to play, and we won't know that until they advise us. I love the guy. I think he had a fantastic year last year. He's a great personality. Whether he plays beyond this year or not, whenever the time comes when Charles hangs it up, that's going to be a sad day for me because I probably have enjoyed watching Charles Barkley play and compete as much as I've ever watched any athlete compete. He's a very, very special person, and I would hope that he has good luck with his back, that his psyche is healed, that he feels good down the stretch, and we have a strong finish and win a championship. And I hope he chooses to play a few more years because we'll all be at a loss when he does decide to hang it up.
We'll have that energy left. We're going to get back to the NBA highlights now. The Dallas Mavericks, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, winners of 16 of their last 17, going up into New York against the Knicks. Pat Riley says, hey, don't forget about my ball club, because I've got guys like Starks and Patrick Ewing. Andrew Lang, the former Phoenix Sun, this is a gimme for the 6'11 center. Somehow, he burps. The Hawks not on their game today. Craig Elo, wraparound to the bench. Almost hit his coach, Lenny Wilkins. Anthony Mason going to the hoop for the Knicks. Off the steal, the Knicks defense creates it. Get it out to Anthony. And Dominique Wilkins was the leader for Atlanta tonight, but they struggled offensively in this game. Dominique would finish with 20 points. Great move down the lane, but the Knicks defense swarmed all over Atlanta. Patrick Ewing, again, the big man offensively for New York. 28 points. Back at you here. Final, Knicks over 4-75. Dominique 20, Patrick 28. Now the Jazz and the Spurs in San Antonio. Another former Phoenix Sun, Nigel Knight, going into the lane, but swatted away by Felton Spencer. Jazz, Jeff Malone to Karl Malone for the finger roll. Again, Karl Malone without those blinking sneakers we talked about last game. Dennis Rodman, after the Willie Anderson hoop here. Dennis Rodman had been suspended for a game for headbutting Stacey King. He was back in action today, red head and all, stripped by John Stockton, went off of Rodman, didn't like the call, kicks a few patrons, gives the ref an earful. Karl Malone says, why not? For 3. The mailman delivers from way outside. He finished with 26. Dale Ellis then, keeping John Lucas happy as he spins around, spins free for the jumper, past Tom Chambers. 26 points for Dale Ellis. Here's the final. Utah over the Spurs, 96-88. Here are the rest of the scores. The Bulls have now won 8 in a row as they knock off the Pistons. Hornets by the Celtics by a final of 118-100. As we move on through the scores, Pippen had 16, by the way, for the Bulls. There's the Hornets win as Gamble had 22 for Boston, Alonzo 30 in a winning cause for Charlotte. Milwaukee and Cleveland, the Cavs get that one, 107-88. Todd Day with 21 for the Bucks. Gerald Wilkins had 20. The Lakers, a loser in Miami to the Heat, 109-92. Van Exel 16 to lead the Lakers. Steve Smith 23 for the Heat. The Magic over the Nets by 10, 122-112. And then a few partials in from the West Coast. The Warriors all over the Clippers. That is a final, 141-95. Pacers trailing the Blazers with 8 minutes left, and also 8 minutes left. The Kings by the Bullets, 90-66. Once again, our final score tonight, the Suns defeat the Sonics 87-86. A great game. Dan Marley's three-pointer wins it. He finished with 27. Our next broadcast here on KUTP, January 5th, as the Suns take on the Utah Jazz. That'll do it for Suns in the Post. Have yourselves a great Christmas and a Happy New Year, everyone. Here's a Suns farewell for you, a Christmas farewell, as we say so long.
Suns in the Post has been brought to you by KUTP-TV 45.
Clarence, what a dramatic come-from-behind win for the Suns. That's what Suns fans are talking about today in the Valley, that sensational comeback. You know, they were down 59-47 at the half. They rallied, though, in the third, and then in the final seconds of the game, interesting what happened here. KJ goes to Danny Ainge, free from the corner. It's off, but look at the rebound from Barkley. He kicks it out to an open Dan Marley, and he cans the three. How about that? And the Suns win 87-86.
Saying if we had a 3, we're going to take it to win, to win the game. And Danny took the shot, and Charles made a great rebound, and they collapsed on me. Had a good court presence to find me, outside, and I just let it go, and it went in, and we were able to make the final stop to win the game.
Suns, of course, back.
Right, Frank. Hi, everybody. It is time for sports. We're all still talking, aren't we, about the heart-stopping, shot-popping Suns win in Seattle last night. Phoenix Suns found themselves in an enormous hole, down 17 points in the second quarter, thanks to some sharp shooting. Look at Detlef Schrempf on the follow jam. But the Suns started chipping back. Paul Westfall a little bit concerned. Point by point, they started bringing it back. Isn't this pretty? KJ, the reverse, off the glass and in. It ended here, though. Dan Marley with 7 seconds left to play. The Suns are down by a couple. Thunder Dan will can the three-pointer. Barkley dishes it out. Marley does the rest. So after trailing by 17, the Suns win by 1. Be still, my beating heart.
Yeah, it means a lot just because they're a team ahead of us. And, we want to win as many games as we can, especially against good teams on the road, and we were able to do that tonight. And playing Houston at home on Christmas Day, this is a big win for us.
Well, they're from Charles Barkley at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, Christmas Day.